everyone. You're welcome to another episode on Legal Bands, where we discuss legal topics in an unserious manner. We would love for you to subscribe, like, share, and comment. To our returning subscribers, we say thank you, and if you're yet to subscribe, we kindly ask that you do that now. And also, turn on your notification button so that you'll be notified when next we come online. We will be discussing a very interesting topic, wrongful dismissal. And I have with me on the show amazing, beautiful, and talented lawyers, and we will be breaking this topic down for your understanding. I am Blessing, I am your host, and I would love for you to meet.
Yella.
And
I am Okoyemi.
okay, wrongful dismissal actually is when an employer terminates the employment or the contract between he and his employee without following the laid down rule. Ordinarily, we have seen people who have come out ranting and saying that their employment was wrongfully terminated. We have various reasons why um, an employer can terminate or dismiss an employee. And we'll be talking about that in the generality of it. I believe that when we say wrongful dismissal, it has to do with when somebody is laid off without a reason. There are sometimes you see maybe a superior that wants to have a sexual relationship with his how do we call them, subordinate. Yeah, thank you for that, subordinate. And then the person is saying no, and because the person persistently and consistently keeps saying no, they just say go. That's wrongful dismissal. Though that's not even, it's not supposed to be like that. So
Yeah, you know, that's one of the prevailing factor in so many institutions or organizations right in Nigeria, where because you see this particular guy or you see this particular girl and you're liking the person, like, oh, don't worry. If you want me to protect you while in the office, oh, there's so many office politics, right? But don't worry, I'm rolling over, I'm controlling them. Don't worry, let's start having sexual relations. Now, if the lady or the guy is refusing to bow down to your God bless you for that, and you're like, oh, it seems you don't want to work in this office, then you threats start coming in. Oh, it seems you don't want to work in this office, right? Then all of a sudden, the next thing you see, maybe you're a minute late. Then the next thing is you're served your letter of termination, and you've been wondering, and like, I'm not the only person who came late. So why would I just, oh, I'm coming late for the first time. So why would my employment be terminated? Then you see people come on social media to rant, to complain. But really, social media is not where you can get remedy for wrongful employment.
Yeah, for me, I would say, let's start from the beginning. Let's even make people know what wrongful dismissal is, because sometimes you can just feel like, oh, your role in an employment was wrongfully dismissed, maybe because the reason they gave you for asking you to go, you feel is not like genuine enough, right? So you need to know what wrongful dismissal is. According to the law, wrongful dismissal is when your employer did not comply with the provision of your contract of employment or the provision in the handbook of your organization relating to dismissing you. So, for example, let's say what you have done, maybe they just need to suspend you, but you were dismissed, or maybe what you have done, they needed to put up a panel and see what they can do from that panel. But before they even reach the conclusion concerning the panel, they've already given you, your letter of termination that you should leave the organization. That is when you can say your employment has been wrongfully dismissed. Also, wrongful dismissal, can also come when maybe your every contract of employment says there should be notice before termination of employment rights, but there is no such notice. Maybe there should be warning, there was no warning. Even if what you have done is like not valid, right, your employment should be terminated for it, but they did not comply with the procedure that they should actually follow when it comes to your determination of that particular employment. That is when you have a case that yes, your role in that organization has been wrongfully terminated.
All right. So don't forget that in Nigeria and in most organizations, unemployment can be terminated at any time by the employer. Now, we are not saying that that is the law. Inasmuch as the employer has every right to terminate the employee's employment, but I still believe that the lay down rules as contained in the contract of employment should be followed. So that's all we're basically saying. So don't say, oh, but the law said an employer can terminate the employment at any time. Dude, brothers, sisters, in as much as the law give you that right, the law also states that you cannot terminate an employment without the lay down rules that you yourself has put in place in your organization.
Okay, so it's safe to also say that a contract of employment must be adhered to, right?
Yes.
When before an employment can be terminated, or before you can tell somebody go.
Yes.
But we have seen situation whereby somebody doesn't like you. There are people that does not just like you. They will just see you and be like, who even employed this person here? Probably because they were not aware or around when this person's employment was when this person was brought in as an employee of the company. And it may not even necessarily be the owner of the company, that's the CEO. It may be a manager, maybe the person wasn't on seat and the person just believes this person should not be employed. Some people have somebody that they want to employ.
Yes.
Some employment or some vacancies are not thrown open to the general public.
Yes.
But perhaps somebody just, let's say favor spoke for this person. And because this manager or senior person at the place of work just believes that you shouldn't be there. I have somebody that can do this better. Whether the person is qualified, whether the person is not qualified, you just say, oh, I believe this person should be here. So we are basically saying that is wrong. You should not bring in emotions when you are determining the employment of somebody. You should not dismiss people based on emotions. The fact that you do not like my face, the fact that you do not like my voice, the fact that you do not like my look does not mean you should dismiss me. For little, and sometimes you say that they keep picking on you for you just come late. Why are you coming late? You did not do something right. Even if it's not your mistake, they just
they look for ground to make to justify why they want to terminate you. Now, in as much as the law does not agree with sentiment when it comes to employment, but we all know that's what's happening in most organizations where office politics is working. So I want to believe that for anybody to terminate anybody's employment, it has to be maybe the person is not competent enough, or the person is not adhering to the rules and regulations as laid down in the organization, as well as misconduct. Now, you cannot say, oh, because my team members are not up to it, because one of my team members made a mistake, so as the head, I should just be dismissed. No. And you are not even giving me notice. The next thing I just came to court, oh, Oga asked me, come work again. And I'm shocked. Why would Oga not ask me to come to work again? Then I wrote to you, demanding, okay, fine, why are you asking me to leave the office? And no good reason. So we've seen people who are victims of all this. Now, there was a particular case we are handling which involved LASU. Yes. Okay. So I think something similar like that happened where the our client was wrongfully dismissed. So we had to take the matter to court. This is where National Industrial Court comes in. That's the court that has jurisdiction to handle labor, trade, both civil and criminal disputes that involves labor. So we had to go to the Industrial Court to fight on the interest of our client. And trust me, we got judgment.
That's beautiful.
I also like to add that generally under the law, there are certain conditions or situations whereby wrongful dismissal is just so glaring and so obvious. Like, how will you just send that away? For example, let's say someone is pregnant. Now you're saying, Madam, you are pregnant, don't be coming to work. And you just dismiss them just like that. The law provides that you cannot lay off someone. You cannot lay off a staff because they became pregnant. And you also cannot lay them off because maybe they are on leave, they just gave birth. You just say, okay, you know what, you've been staying home all this while, don't just bother coming back.
That's a gross injustice.
It's very, very, very gross. Also, you can't lay people off because they are trying to assert their rights in their legal rights in an organization, right?
It's not a trade union.
For example, someone has been working diligently and they feel, okay, increase my salary or something, and you're like, you, how dare you, come to me. If you can't, you can say no, it's not yet time, or we'll do something about it, or maybe they're asking for a promotion. The law provides that you cannot dismiss someone's or role in an employment just because of that particular reason. So there are just some instances that are just so glaring and so obvious. Like, why would you just, if that person sues you and they take you to court, trust me, the justice they are going to get out of it is going to be so advantageous to their own part.
Yeah, okay. I can also liaise with what she said further but Treasure, because in my former office, everything is at the caprice and whims of my former boss. Oh god. Yeah, my boss is the kind of person is not patient. Okay. So he wants you doing things at his own time and pace. So if he tells you I need this job in the next 30 minutes and the 30 minutes is not done, you keep shouting, I'm going to sack you, I'm going to sack you, I'm going to sack you. No warning. So I noticed there was no disciplinary measures in the office. So my boss can wake up in the morning and say, sack this person. With no good reason. And as people who are looking for ends meet, our mind does not go to let's fight for our rights. And the next one, like,
let me just look for another place.
Exactly. That's the thing.
So there are lots of wrongful dismissal that has happened in a lot of organizations that we didn't even hear about. It's only the few that just could not swallow that bitter pills that came out to rant, and they have the means of filing matter in court.
Especially when there's huge amounts of money
yes,
involved. When there's a huge
money.
Yes, I think my cousin told me of something, she was wrongfully dismissed, and the reason for that wrongful dismissal was just somebody worked with their company, and then the boss asked this lady to stop working. So this lady got another employment. She got employed somewhere not so far from there, and then this is basically a market setting. Okay. So she was asked as a supervisor to go to the market to just survey and know why they were not making sales. That's when she now discovered that this lady, who is also her friend, was still in the market. And then she did not tell the boss, but she told the person, a subordinate, that this person is, and her boss is selling this same thing that we are selling for a lower price, and everybody wants something that will favor them. So the person she told went to tell the boss, and she was asked to leave, just like that. So plus even the money that was being taken from her salary as pension, nothing was refunded. And she was really pained. But because she's just a common person, I would say, like, for the common man, she just started looking for something else. Yes, she got something else, but ordinarily speaking, that was wrong. She was promised that she was given a query first, and next she got, even before she would respond to the query, a letter of dismissal.
Wow.
So that's, you're just using that the boss actually used emotions, because actually he had a problem with the other employer. That's the other person. So he was transferring the aggression, that's pent up anger, on this person, and he called this other lady and started laying curses, that's severe curses, on this lady. And this lady said that we are talking about, the lady in question, she's actually she's married, but for 2 years she has been looking for the fruit of the womb. And then imagine someone cursing you on that. You are working, you want to make ends meet. You are an employer, you've already made money, and this person is trying to make ends meet for themselves. So I believe that in such situation, outside going to the industrial court, first, discipline, like you said, disciplinary measures should be put in place to curb the excesses of employers. And if you think as an employee that your employment has been wrongfully dismissed, you just they should, I believe that there should be unions, more like in every profession, they should just have these people outside the place where you're working, that you should walk up to and be able to say, okay, I was wrongfully dismissed from this my place of work, and I believe I was not in the wrong. So that's why we have the like Eniola said, the National Industrial Court, whereby you go to for labor related matters. Not when we say labor, it doesn't just mean labor, we mean employment. Any employment issue, you take it to the labor courts.
I also like to say that when we are talking of wrongful dismissal, somebody can be actually intimidated and victimized
Yes,
to quit their job.
That's true.
In that kind of situation, you can also seek remedies under the law. It can be direct, it can be indirect, they can be victimizing somebody, intimidating until the person just, oh yeah, I will leave your job for you. Do you understand? So if you find yourself in any category like that we've mentioned earlier on this show, or even if you're not certain, maybe you've gone through wrongful dismissal, but you know that what they did to me is not something is looking fishy. If you're not so sure, you should speak to a legal practitioner. They're the ones that are able to put you through on what to do. There are certain remedies that you can seek under the law. You can seek special damages. You can seek general damages, and you can even seek for the court to reinstate you back to the position that you were before you were laid off. That's if you are a civil servant or a public servant. So don't keep quiet. Don't sleep on your rights. Drag their asses to court. We are here for you. Drag them to court and claim even all the let's say bonuses and everything. The entitlements that you are entitled to in that organization. Everything will be given back to you, because the position of the law is that if somebody has been wrongfully laid off at their place of work, the provision of the law is that they should be refunded back all the amount of money that they would have made if they were not laid off initially. From the moment they were laid off up until the time that judgment was given. Because the law understands that you would have gone through a lot of financial trauma, emotional shame, everything. They sent this person away from work, it's like you're a very bad person or something. So the law understands that. That is why the law has, put that particular restitution in place. So don't sleep on your right.
So, like what Okpa has said, that you should meet with your legal practitioner. It means your lawyer, and we are available for you here at Headfort Chambers. But again, I think I have a problem with reinstatements. Automatically your superiors and you know that something happened that's bad blood that led to your wrongful dismissal. Would you as a person be comfortable if you're reinstated? It doesn't matter. Yes, they say it's mainly for government agencies. But will you be comfortable? Because me, I'm talking from my own perspective as a person. Will I be comfortable? Because I know definitely I would not be comfortable. Because when things like this, we know, yes, the court has ruled in my favor, yes. But is it not going to be possible that every little thing I do, something that ordinarily should be overlooked, everybody will just, start picking on it? Even people that were not involved. Based on the fact, when you get promoted, the person ahead of you will now start looking at you one kind of side eye. But me, I think that I will not be comfortable. I don't know about you guys.
Me, I would be comfortable if the organization is where I love what I do. I'm also going to be a role model for my subordinate or junior staffs, as well as the senior staffs who are nervous because they might have gone through one or two harassment just to keep their job. So I'm going to give hope to those people who feels nothing can be done, that the law is just an ass or a toothless bulldog. Me, I would go back if that organization is someone that's going to lead to my growth.
Okay.
I'm not adding sentiment. If I want to add sentiment, I will say no. Okay. I won't want to go to a place where I'm not valued, where I'm not wanted, or I feel irrelevant. But if I feel relevant, if I just see the issue is not the organization itself, but just a particular person, and the person is no longer there, why? I'll go.
So for you?
I would go back, and I don't think there should be any sentiment attached to it, right?
Okay.
Because according to the provision of the law, it says that remedy is available for persons that are in public or civil service with the government. That means that it's a huge institution, right? It's not like a small organization of less than 20 people.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, you're going on your own. Everybody's minding their own business, right? For example, there's the case Annie has referred to earlier that involved LASU. I guess what happened in that case was that lady, she someone came into the institution, so she gave another person, like, okay, please let me pay this person's school fees, and as a result of that, they now later found out along the line that the school fee transaction was fraud or whatever, and she was laid off in the process. So in that kind of situation, you get to clear your name, and coming back shows that I didn't do it, and everybody knows you didn't do it.
Came back as a winner.
Yeah, so you have your slate clean.
Okay.
Do you understand? So even if now you can be reinstated, but you chose not to, people will be like, she can't even come. Her conscience is against her and all of that. Do you understand? But if you are able to come, you're also able to be an encouragement to other people, and it shows that they don't mess with you, because if they do, you will drag their ass to court.
Okay.
So it's good. You can go back, definitely.
Okay. So you heard the me. I said I would not be comfortable, but I think in this perspective, I think it has to do with the situation on ground. There are circumstances where I would be comfortable going back. Don't be like me who is saying I would not go back. They are comfortable going back. It doesn't have to be you don't have to be sentimental. So if you think that your right has been trampled upon, if you think you've been wrongfully dismissed, if you think that you have to speak up and be a voice of hope to the hopeless, why not? Please do speak up. Thank you for listening up to this point to the show, and we have come to the end of the show. Thank you for being with us up until this time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. We hope to see you in another show. Thank you.